Don't miss the inaugural All-American Cup Team Tennis Tournament, presented by Thomas J. Henry, at the Freeman Coliseum in San Antonio, Texas, November 11 through 13. The All-American Cup features 10 top men's U.S. players competing on 2 teams, East versus West, each captained by the greatest tennis doubles team of all time, Mike and Bob Bryan. You don't want to miss this. Brother versus brother, East versus West, best versus best. Tickets on sale now at allamericantenniscup.com.
And now, it's time for Helpful Honda Mailbag Friday.
The North Texas Honda dealers want to help you score on award-winning Hondas like the rugged and reliable 2023 Ridgeline. Stop by your Helpful Honda dealer today or visit ntxhondadealers.com. Did you know our rugged and reliable Matt Stepp is currently headed down to the Corpus Christi coaching clinic?
Man, good for him.
I am quite jealous.
If you've got questions about high school football, college football, recruiting, lifestyle, romance, travel, anything you got, let us know in the comments, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. We will get to as many as we can up until for about 10 minutes, because then Pickle has to get on the road and go to Fort Worth. Go to Funky Town, right?
Spirit.
For the UIL Spirit competition.
Mm-hmm.
Should be fun. So make sure you check that out. Get your comments and questions in on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Do we have any comments and questions from the peeps?
We have 2 so far.
Okay.
The first one, what was your favorite animal at the zoo, and what animal scares you at the zoo? I guess technically that's 2 questions.
Let's go to our zoo expert.
I think my favorite animal at the zoo... Okay, this is kind of twofold, because my favorite animal in general is a sea otter.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're so stinking cute, and I got to see some of them, and there was one of them that kept walking on a log, and it was very cute. But I think my favorite thing to see at the zoo itself was the elephants. The Dallas Zoo does a really good job of getting you pretty stinking close to the elephants, and obviously, like, when you can match, like, size comparison, it's just one of those, like, kind of surreal things, like, that thing is so big and we walk the same earth type of feeling. We talked about that a lot. It was fun. So I think I enjoyed seeing the elephants the most. What animal scared me at the zoo? I did not like the giant python. I'm okay with snakes. Like, I grew up in the country, so that's just kind of something that it's like, they're not ideal. I wouldn't want a pet snake, but they don't bother me necessarily a whole lot. Did not like that. Also, the one thing the Dallas Zoo did do was trick us. Their insect house has a bunch of butterflies on the outside of it. So Mallory and I look over, and Mallory goes, "Oh, butterflies! We should go in there." And I was like, "Heck yeah, I'm down for some butterflies." We walk in there, it was nothing but spiders and creepy crawlies and scorpions and millipedes and centipedes and all that stuff. Ish and I both took about 2 steps in there and walked right back out. Not a big bug girl.
My top-ranked animal, of course, is always the penguins.
Yes, they were fantastic. I sent you a video of the penguins.
Penguins are my top-ranked animal. They rule. Penguins are great. Everybody likes penguins. It's my number 1 animal. I just won't go in the insect house. I just won't do it. Like, there's just no upside to me of going in there. Like, I'm just going to be creeped out. And if one of them gets out, like apparently this clouded leopard got out, then then you're up a creek. As far as animals that scared me are concerned, I don't know. I'll just say, like, I'm glad I'm away from the gorillas. I'm glad I'm not around the gorillas, because the gorillas feel like they would the weight class difference would be evident. I feel like if you were talking about an animal that I am confident could end me.
Yeah.
The gorilla is one of them. But because he's far away and stuff like that, I'm okay. Like, I'm good with that distance.
The gorillas, there was one of them, he had a blanket. And so he would carry his blanket everywhere with him, and then when he would want to sit down, he would, like, tuck up in his blanket. At one time, he was kind of showing off for the people, so he, like, put it around his neck, kind of like a sweat towel. So that was cool. Ish is scared of frogs. He was
scared of frogs?
Yeah, he was perfectly fine with the snakes and the alley. Like, we went inside the reptile house, and he was perfectly fine with that. But we got even within, like, 5 feet of a sign of a frog, and he just took off, like, away. And I was like, what? Oh, was there a bad snake? And he was like, no, there's frogs. And I was like, what? Not a frog guy. Thought that was odd. I don't think I've ever heard of someone being scared of a frog.
I can buy not wanting to be around frogs, like, in the wild.
That's fair, but no, he wouldn't even look at them. It was zero frog energy. It was interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. Frogs don't bother me.
Me neither. I think they're quite cute, actually.
Yeah, but I'm not doing spiders.
No, spiders
I'm not doing
could
spiders.
burn to death,
Yeah.
and I would be a happy person.
Yeah, I'm not down with spiders.
But I also
I know
feel
they
like,
serve, I think spiders are supposed. A lot of spiders serve like an important ecological.
yes, they get rid of a
purpose.
lot of bugs.
Yeah, but I'm not.
No.
Yeah,
Well, and that's the
I
thing
just
is
love
I
the
feel like
bugs.
a lot of people are either they really don't like snakes or they really don't like spiders. We all
don't
kind
like
of
either.
collectively don't like either, but like you really don't like one or the other. And I'm more on I don't like
Yeah, I don't
spiders
like
than
spiders.
snakes.
Nah. Snakes just kind of go away, like walk around them when they're on the path.
Yeah.
There was a time I was this was a couple months ago. It was right after like a big rainstorm we had, and I was out on a run because I'm health guy. I was on a run, and you're on a run. You just listen, like I was listening to a podcast, stuff like that. I'm just kind of locked in, and then like suddenly, like I ran up on, and there was like in the middle of the path, there was just a snake like coiled up right there,
Not fun.
like very clearly alive, stuff like that. Just a snake. And I was like, we were kind of by like a little pond that's near where I live, and I was just like I stopped, literally like came to a halt, and just like stared at him for a minute, and I'm like, all right, the path belongs to you. I am going to exit the path and walk around you, and then I'll continue my run. I hope that snake went to snake hell. I don't like snakes.
Yeah, I think the thing about snakes is that you never expect to see them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's the scary part about snakes is like you're just kind of walking and then they're there and it's like the jump scare factor, but them themselves are not terrible. Spiders are terrible all the time.
Yeah, spiders are terrible. All the
Like
time.
you look at it and it's gross.
100%.
On the spider hate train.
On the spiders.
Okay,
Right.
cool.
Garbage rate. All right. What else?
I believe someone said R.I.P. to Evil Knievel. I googled it. It looks like Robbie Knievel, Daredevil's son of Evil Knievel, has passed away.
Yeah.
So there's
Robbie
a little
Knievel's dead.
public service
he died,
announcement.
But
Looks like it was reported 2 hours ago.
yeah, he had been in hospice care for the last few days after a battle with cancer, which is like I gotta be honest. If I'm somebody who jumps motorcycles like through fire for a living,
The last way that I think I'm
and
gonna
then
go,
cancer gets me,
yeah,
it's like
that's another.
rude.
Yeah, that's another proof that cancer sucks. Like all cancer sucks.
That's rude.
We all agree on that. But
like if the man wants to go, let him go in like jumping over 16 flaming buses.
yeah, that would be like. I mean, like you take it back to like.
He died as he lived. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Like Steve Irwin was he died on the Stingray. You know, it's like if he's going to go out, that's probably the way it should happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're looking for
Cancer
updates. By
sucks.
the way, looking for updates. By the way, on the
Snow leopard.
No, it's not a snow leopard. It's a clouded leopard.
Clouded leopard. Snow leopard wouldn't make sense in Dallas, Texas.
There has been there's been no update from the Dallas Zoo. They tweeted 2 hours ago. Our focus right now is on locating the animal.
All right.
Which
Hopefully they're still focused.
good. Keep up the great work.
They're like, it's lunchtime.
Yeah, exactly. Gonna take a break. Have a little hot pocket.
All right, we'll go with a couple of football ones, and then we'll go back to non-football ones. Who do you think can repeat at state next season? You want a weird answer to this question?
Boy, it's January 13th, but cool.
I
Go ahead.
think that Refugio will, and I know they lost, but I think that Refugio was really, really young this
so
year.
you're talking about a team that
I think he meant like back-to-back state championship, but the first thing that my mind went to is like Refugio got pummeled this year, which is not something that we usually see. I think you should be scared of them next year.
I mean,
Gunner.
yeah, Gunner's gonna be interesting. Gunner loses a decent amount of like their key, like those key guys that they had, like Ethan Sloan, and Ashton Bennett. Those guys were seniors, but a lot of the other guys are back. Carthage will probably be pretty good.
I don't think that there was an
like
outlier that I
Alito's
expect
probably
to.
not going away.
No.
Franklin. I mean, Jaden Jackson was only a sophomore.
That's a good one. Franklin might be the answer.
Franklin might be my answer. I think Duncanville can go back-to-back, but 6A Division I is just such a bear, and I think North Shore is going to be better next year. So it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, I think Franklin's the answer. That's good.
Yeah, I'll go. I think Franklin can go 3 in a row.
Yeah.
But you never know. You never know with those teams because it's in 3A. There can be such turnover, and it can be different teams from different years. I also think Westbrook's got a chance to go 3 in a row, but
yeah,
here nor there.
That's fair.
All right, let's do 2 more.
Oh goodness. Okay.
Okay, we can do 3 more, or we can do 1,000,000 more. I guess I don't know. I got nowhere to be.
We'll go with another football one. Which of the smaller school champs, 3A or lower classifications, do you think could at least keep up with Duncanville?
None. I'm sorry. That's too big of a gap. That's too big of a gap. If they had said like
4A, maybe.
I would like to see how Carthage game planned with Duncanville.
Yes, from a fundamental football standpoint.
But like guys, there's like their the classes are the way they are for a reason. Like if you had said like I would like to see Franklin against like China Spring.
Yeah.
Or I'd like to see like Hawley against Gunner, right? Those I would like to see. But a gap from 3A to 6A is enormous.
Yeah, I feel like a good, and I mean we kind of got like if you want proof of that, go back to Sauk played both DeSoto and Duncanville. Duncanville obviously being 6A D1, Sauk being 5A D2. Like that game happened, and you could see that it was unmatched.
Like I'll just put it to you this way. Okay, so the biggest of that group would be Franklin, right? Franklin has basically probably 2 FBS kids on them, right? Bryson Washington, and I imagine Jaden Jackson's going to be an FBS kid, right?
Yeah.
Duncanville has like 9.
Yeah, some of their backups could go play D1 ball, I bet, if they wanted to.
And it's like, it's just a different, that gap is too big. There are times in which I think like I would like to see Carthage and Aledo, right? Carthage and Aledo I think could be a really interesting game.
Yeah, that would be fun.
That's about as big of a gap as I'm willing to go because there's too much. The weight class is so different. It's heavyweights and flyweights. You know what I mean? And even the best, like look, Floyd Mayweather was I don't know if he's still active. An unbelievable boxer. An unbelievable boxer. Mike Tyson would end him.
Yeah, and it's that part is just sheer size.
There's just
you're
a
talking about like
there.
lightweight or whatever against the heavyweight champion.
Right, exactly. So yeah, and especially like you're talking about Franklin could beat a good there's a group of 6A teams that Franklin could beat. There's a group of 6A teams, but not the very best 6A team in the state.
Well,
that's
yes.
the thing.
And I think the other thing to look at it is if you want to say that Bryson Washington or Jaden Jackson those 2 specific guys could go play at a 6A school
that's different.
And torch the Duncanville defense, then I think that's willing for debate. But you've got to remember it's not just those 2 players. You got to look at the offensive linemen and tell me that there's not a difference between.
So I'll tell you this right now, and this is based on this is quick and dirty, so don't hold me to this. Our rating system, right, the computer rankings and things like that from our friend Jerry Forrest, they would have Franklin as about the 70th best team in 6A. About the 70th best team in 6A. Now, that's not apples to oranges. Like, I think like the 71st team might because of just depth and things like that. But as far as our ratings are concerned, they would be about 70th in 6A. So take that grain of salt. Duncanville would be number 1. And so the equivalent would be like Duncanville against the 71st ranked team is Boswell. Okay? Duncanville would beat Boswell. I'm not going on a limb there. So anyway. Go
on. All right. You want to ender?
Yeah, we can do an ender.
A show from your childhood you would like to see return.
A show from my childhood. My childhood was a long time ago, so I got to go back in the archives.
You are, in fact, ancient.
I am very old.
Oh man! Speaking of that, while you think of that, I'll tell a quick story. We're in a meeting earlier, and I was talking about building one of our broadcast trucks that we built at North Texas, and one of the gentlemen we were meeting with said, "Oh yeah, they did that a long time ago," and I was like,
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God, it's happening. And Adam, our president, got a great laugh out of it because I always call him Grandpa. And he was like, he goes, yeah, she's ancient. And I was like, oh, no, it's happening, guys.
All right.
I'm getting old.
I've got it. You ready?
Yes.
The show from my childhood that I want to come back is Nickelodeon Guts.
What is that?
Are you unfamiliar with this?
Yeah.
This was a competition show wherein kids would compete in like extreme versions of athletic events, right? Where like, for example, you'd be connected to like a bungee cord and you would jump off of a thing and then like try to like think of like Kids American Gladiators.
Wow.
It was like a Kids American Gladiators thing, and it ruled.
Like a Wipeout?
Yeah. Yeah. Like
That's
not like the
awesome.
point of Wipeout is to like see kids like see people like
Right. Wipeout.
eat it. You know what I mean? This was like an actual competition thing.
That's
I'll send you
awesome.
some clips.
Yeah, I've never. No, that was
it
not
is-
around
and then,
when
like,
I was
at the very
younger.
like the final thing was like they had to climb up this like big mountain called the Aggro Crag, and if you won, you got a glowing piece of it.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. No, Nickelodeon Guts was awesome, and I would like to see that. I would like the return of that because I think we can do with technology. We can do awesome things with that. Kind
That's
of stuff.
really cool. I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah.
So my answer was Rocket Power. I loved Rocket Power. Reggie, the girl who hung out with all the guys and always surfboard, I wanted to be Reggie.
Yeah.
So that one, but that made me think of something that I haven't thought about since you literally brought that up. When I was in that age realm, they did the Disney Channel games, and it was all of like the staple Disney Channel humans, the characters from the shows, and they would get put on different teams. So like a Jonas Brother was here and Miley Cyrus was here and like that kind of stuff, and they would all go compete like team versus team, but it was all the Disney Channel kids, and like that was really cool. I haven't thought about that in years.
Interesting.
That was really cool.
Okay.
Because they're all interacting together.
That's what there are gonna be people in the comments who are telling you that Nick Guts was awesome.
Yeah, I hope so.
Anyway. So there you go. That's helpful on a Mailbag Friday.
Thanks so much for watching that video. If you would like more and to be notified when they come out, go ahead and click that subscribe button right down there. You can also watch Texas Football Today every day live at noon on TexasFootball.com, Facebook, Twitch, and right here on YouTube. For more of the best coverage of Texas football in the Lone Star State, go to TexasFootball.com/subscribe.